Thought you guys might like a little peek into the Donovan. I got the Roadrunner back and I got the Donovan, the motor out of it to check some bearings. And I was checking the timing chain. I don't know how well you guys can see this. See that motor going back and forth a little bit. I'll stand back here a little bit. Well, it's moving about, see in there. It's hard to do this without shaking the camera. But I got about almost 3 degrees of movement in the crank before the camshaft even moves. And that's a brand new chain. It doesn't have a lot of time on it. See that movement there? So I'm going to recommend we put a timing belt on here. I'll get back to you guys. Yeah, so I'm going to recommend the put the timing belt in this thing. And then it'll run this way. It's got a crank trigger on it, so that stabilizes the timing, but still that's a lot of movement there, and I don't really like that. The cam timing is going to be off a little bit. So I don't know, we'll see what he says, I guess. But you can see it's got JE nitrous pistons in it. Everything looks clean in here. So I'll pop a couple of the caps off and have a look at the bearings. I would think everything is going to be nice, but it's got some pretty good stuff in it. Kelly's Magnum crank and the I-beam rods, same stuff I got in my motor. So we'll have a look. All rod bearings are good. They look really nice, but the mains, this one doesn't look so good. As you can see, there's a mark here, and it's actually peeling. I don't know how well you can see it in the video, but the coating is peeled off. So we're going to roll a new set of main bearings in here. Crank looks good. I don't see anything wrong there. So yeah, that's about it. So this thing's gonna get a lot of nitrous this summer, I think. So we'll put some new main bearings in there, throw it back together, and run it. So the timing chain, I talked to the machine shop and he said that's no big deal. I don't know, I would like to see, you know, very little movement in there, so I would rather have a timing belt in there, but he seems to think that's okay like that, so we're gonna leave it. But none of the slugs are coming out of the crank. Everything there looks good. So good. So now I gotta wait till the bearings come in, replace those, stick the pan back on, and then throw it back in the car. In the meantime, I got a little bit of painting touch up to do here, where I've done some welding. So I'll clean this up, paint it up. Hopefully the paint matches pretty close so it doesn't look too bad. And then I'll put the converter in. And then next week I get this motor back in here. Headers are supposed to be here this week, so hopefully next week I'll have this thing running. I still got to run a wire for the alternator and one for the starter, so not a big deal. 2 wires to run and she's done. So I'll keep you guys posted. I can hardly wait to hear this thing run, and mine too. But mine, this is way further ahead than me. I haven't even started on my motor yet. It's sitting under the towel there. So I'll keep you guys in the loop.